often get asked all the time what it is that we do to be able to travel like we do. You want to tell them?
So for my work, I travel around the country doing welding on different plants, doing maintenance. And so that's how we're able to travel the way we travel.
We explore kind of near where we're working, and then we generally get a couple weeks in between, sometime even a month to 2 months off at a time. Okay, get some juice. At a time, and then that's kind of when we fulfill our bucket list destinations. We get so many questions all the time, so we thought it would be a good idea to do a Q&A. So that's what we're going to do today.
I will do it now, Dad.
And we have all of our kiddos that are super excited to answer all of your questions. Questions we get asked is, how long will we travel? Hudson, how long do you think we'll travel?
8 years.
8 years?
8 years.
I said so much.
So much.
So much?
Like 38.
38 years.
Yeah.
I think one thing that we definitely try to do, I think ultimately right now, I don't know that we can really answer that question. It could be only a couple more months. It could be a couple years. But I think what we definitely try to be adamant about is checking in with each other to see how we all feel. Me and Ricky check in with each other. We make sure that we check in with the kids, and we want to make sure that we always do that. And at any time, if any of us are just done, I think that we'll all be done and we'll come off the road. And so we want to make sure that we're all loving what we're doing, not just me and Ricky, but the kids too. Okay, Hudson, what has your favorite destination been so far?
Where's your favorite place that we've gone?
Colorado. What's your favorite part about Colorado?
I'm going to play in wet water, and I love Beaver Bay and stuff. And I like doing cool and all that and trying to be good and all.
Your favorite place so far we've been to?
Booby.
No, don't say that.
Why?
Fisher, what is your favorite place so far that we've been to?
Mountain.
Mountains?
Yeah.
Colorado too?
Uh-huh.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Colorado mountains or New York mountains? We've been to New York too. Or all of them? You like all of them? You don't know? That one stumped you?
I'd have to say mine was Texas, Matagorda, Texas.
That is a fun place. Why'd you like Texas so much?
Just being able to go straight out, go fishing right after work, catch our fish for the day that we eat. It just seemed like a sportsman's paradise, basically.
Can I talk now?
I would say that my favorite destination so far has been Maryland. I went to Maryland thinking that it was going to be something, and it was completely different, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I even told Ricky I'd move there in a heartbeat. What is on your bucket list? Where do you want to go that you've never been to before?
The mountains, Colorado.
Well, we've already been to Colorado. I'm talking about where's somewhere you want to go that we have not been to before yet. Mountains?
And I want to go see animals.
Animals? What kind of animals?
Tigers, lions, and elephants, and zebras, and monkeys, and all that. And
where is somewhere that you want to go that we've never been to before?
I'll just say Booby.
I would say that my biggest bucket list destination at the moment is Glacier National Park in Montana.
No.
I'd probably have to say the Grand Canyon. I'd like to make it out to the Grand Canyon.
That's a good one. You get alone time in such a small space. That's hard. We're only in, what, like 200 square feet?
400.
We are not in 400.
Yes, we are. It's a 40-foot camper.
Okay, well, it seems smaller. A lot of times we try to stay at RV parks that have playgrounds. So one way that I get alone time is Ricky is so sweet, and he will take the kids to play on the playground while I maybe just have 30 minutes to an hour to myself. Sometimes most RV parks have public bathhouses, and so sometimes we might just, go to I'll go to the bathhouse to take a shower alone with no interruptions because we all know how kids are. There's hiking that we can do, stuff like that. Just sit outside and read a book. It's very hard to get alone time in the camper, I would say. Sometimes we'll put a movie on for the kids, and
Sometimes they'll just stay in their room, play with toys.
yeah, kids included. We try to help them get their alone time as well. Sometimes we'll put Fisher or Hudson up in our bedroom and then put the other in their bedroom and let them just kind of play by themselves, and that seems to kind of help.
Least favorite part about RV living?
Say, I don't know how to think about that one.
I think sometimes the American culture is, you know, you got to have all the stuff, you got to have all the necessities and everything else, and so sometimes when you go from a house where you can have all that stuff to an RV, you know, you got limited amount of space, so you have to kind of pick and choose what really matters, I guess, what you really need. So sometimes it's hard to decide what you need and what you don't after coming from a house that's all you've known to living in a camper, I would say.
That's a good one. I would say probably the tiny space and getting, you know, along. My biggest one though would be probably storms. Tornadoes and an RV do not get along. You are not going to catch me behind a little piece of sheet metal waiting out a tornado. Do you go on dates while on the road? Clearly, no, we don't.
I do it.
We do not trust a lot of people with our kids, so no, we do not go on dates a lot. The only time we go on dates is if we have family members come in town. My parents come in town. Ricky's mom comes in town. His sister, people like that. And so we do go on dates when family members come in town and we trust them to watch our kids. But if they're not in town, then no, we do not go on dates. We just believe in taking our kids with us. So we just, you know, we all go have a good time.
Who pulls the camper? She will not.
Oh, let's face it.
She refuses.
You would not let me, even
No,
if
I
I
won't.
wanted to. It's scary pulling the camper.
I think we need to start with just like a little bitty lawnmower trailer or something first.
I'm scared to death when he's pulling it. So there's just no way I could be behind the driver wheel. I would never get us there.
Do long road trips with kids, especially a little baby.
Lots and lots and lots of snacks, movies,
Games. Lynlee sleeps a lot, so
Yeah,
she's not too bad. She actually is probably one of our best travelers.
and yeah, surprisingly, from like newborn, she's been the best one. And we stop about every 2 to 3 hours to fill up with gas, so we make sure that they get out, run around, stuff like that. And so that's
Hudson, what is your favorite subject in school?
Building a boat with cardboards and a race car and a truck and.
Okay, but your subject in school: math, reading, history, science.
I think I like all of it.
Oh, you just like school in general?
Mommy's such a good teacher, isn't she?
Favorite moments about camper living / traveling?
What's your favorite part about traveling and living in the camper?
Going at campsite and looking at the flowers and stuff and giving my flowers.
Oh, you like giving me flowers? I love it when you give me flowers. They're so
Like Fisher, then.
I'd have to say my favorite part about camper living / traveling would be all the adventures the boys and Lynlee are going to be able to share with their kids. Just that we're able to give them that experience.
I think my favorite part is how close living in such a tiny space, how close it brings us together as a family. We have no choice but to be close because it's such a
Not
small
much of a
space.
choice.
What?
What model camper do you have, and would you buy something different? So we have a 2013 Crusader 40-foot. It's a 360 BHS all season.
I would say right now I enjoy what we have. I think it's great. It's the perfect size and the perfect layout for our family. I think as the kids get older, if we're still traveling, I would like maybe more of the mid bunk. I would like maybe more of a mid bunk with a loft on top so that we could kind of maybe break the kids up a little more, give them a little more of their own space, at least as much as we could.
Scariest moment pulling the camper. I would think the scariest moment while pulling the camper is people who never pulled trailers or campers think that you can just stop really quick, so they like to cut you off, and it's not that easy. There's been a moment where I went to get over and somebody decided they wanted to try to speed past me, and it made me have to swerve back, which caused our camper to start rocking pretty bad, but it wasn't too severe to where it caused any damages. We were able to.
I think the one that beats all of that, I mean, yes, those are scary, but I think when we were in New York
Agreed.
and we came to that low hanging overpass and we couldn't go under it, and so we had to literally turn around like on the, well, it wasn't the highway, but it was like a ramp getting onto the highway, and when we realized that we were going to go back under it, we had to turn around again. And so we kind of had to turn around on the highway, and that was the scariest moment ever. So I'm always fearful of low-hanging things like that because sometimes you're just stuck. You can't even.
Hence the reason we shared the video of our favorite apps that are
Yeah.
able to tell you low-hanging